Hey everyone, I'm Mike from the parkprodigy.com, and it's July 2026. And the truth is, if you're planning a trip to Universal Orlando this year, you are in for a completely different resort than just a year ago. Epic Universe is well into its first year of operation. Park to park rules have been changing, and the old way of doing things could actually doom your vacation. So, in today's video, we're breaking down some of the most important mistakes that you want to avoid that the pros actually know about that could even save you up to a couple $100 and hours of waiting in line on your next Universal Orlando vacation. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Thank you again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, I'm about to break down some of the biggest mistakes that you want to avoid when planning a Universal Orlando vacation. But before we get into the fun stuff, if you are in the process of planning that Universal trip, and it seems like you need more videos like this, just be sure to hit that subscribe button, as I have a lot more Universal Orlando planning videos coming out in the coming weeks. But let's jump into the fun, and we're starting with mistake number one. And so this is sort of, your planning aspect of your Universal Orlando vacation before you even get down to Orlando. And one of the mistakes that I see families make, or that they're not prepared for, is that they book a late flight into Orlando because they see that they can't check in until 4 o'clock in the afternoon anyway. And so the mistake here is pretty much just assuming that you can't drop your bags off at your official Universal Orlando hotel and go have fun. Because the good news is every official Universal Orlando hotel, from the value hotels all the way up to the Signature Collection hotels, have bell services, which means you can drop your bags off. So fly in early in the morning, head straight to your hotel, you drop your bags, you pick up your room keys, and you go and you hit the parks. Universal will actually text you when your room is ready, so you don't have to guess. And so this just allows you to really have that much more fun on your first day. And let's be honest, as just someone who goes on vacations myself, I go to the theme parks a ton. And when I'm paying for that room for the night, like, I'm trying to get every single dollar's worth out of that room. And I think this really allows you to do that and sort of not feel like you're being gypped on that first night. And of course, it's possible that your room could potentially be, ready even earlier. I can't guarantee that, of course, but it is, of course, a possibility. And now, another reason why I feel like this could really help you get a lot more out of your day is if you're staying at one of those 3 Signature Collections that gives you the free 2-park Express Pass, don't forget that you get the Express Pass on your check-in and check-out day, which means that you can go drop your bags off at your hotel, pick up your Express Passes at 8 a.m. and be at the parks for 9 a.m. ready to go and hit the ground running. So just keep that in mind. Plan your flights around that. You can still have a great day on your check-in day. Over to mistake number 2, and we're hopping over to the popular Epic Universe Park. And so the mistake here is sort of following the crowd to Super Nintendo World right at early park admission, or really right after early park admission if you're rope dropping with the, regular standard guests. And so I've been talking about this on my channel for a while now, but one of the things that we're seeing within the wait time data for the rides is that Super Nintendo World is always jam-packed early in the morning. And my opinion is, if you start to compare this land to some of the other lands, even if you follow my tips and you get there an hour early, and let's say that you get on and off, Donkey Kong Minecart Madness within the first 15 or 20 minutes, by the time you get over to Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, that ride very well is most likely going to be well past an hour, probably sitting around, an 80 to 90 minute wait. So what I'm saying here is you're going to end up waiting a long time online. By the time you get off of that, you get over to Yoshi's, it definitely can be like a 2 to 3 hour swing that you kind of, used your early park admission doing. Now, when we look at the data for some of the other rides, you can get through Isle of Berk, in my honest opinion, probably the first hour and a half you get on all 3 of those rides. I just feel like the numbers are better suited elsewhere, and that's why we typically say to come back to Super Nintendo World at night, and you typically are able to take advantage of lower wait times, and they are significantly lower for Mario Kart and Yoshi's. Okay, mistake number 3 is a new one, and that is ignoring the Universal Express Now. Now, assuming you have not purchased the Universal Express Pass, Universal does have a great option now, which is called the Universal Express Now. So the reason why I bring it up is, of course, I would say a majority of people do not purchase the Universal Express Pass. It is definitely a premium product, and with that comes a premium price. We're talking like $250 up to $300 per person per day during those peak times of year. So I don't blame you for saying, hey, the Express Pass just isn't for us. We're going to really get the most out of our day the old fashioned way with good planning. Now, of course, what I know going into any theme park vacation is that it never goes as planned. It doesn't matter if it's just because, maybe one of your kids got sick, one of the kids has to go back to the hotel, or just in general, it's Florida, right? It could be the weather that kind of throws the wrench in your plan. You're going to be dealing with it from every different angle. That's just the way it goes. But that doesn't mean that you can't still have a great time. And there aren't certain ways and hacks that kind of help you get caught back up to where you should be within your day. I think the Universal Express now could be one of those potential ways to sort of skip some lines if you're falling a little bit behind. And what I mean by this is the way that this works is the Universal Express now essentially drops express passes for specific rides within the Universal Orlando app. So what it means is if you're falling behind and you feel like, hey, we want to go on the Velocicoaster, but we don't want to wait an hour, you could potentially see it pop up on the Express now and you purchase it for, let's say, $24 per person. It's sort of that impulse kind of decision, and I think Universal knows that. But on the flip side, I know that, like I said, it could help you sort of get caught up again. And really, if you're trying to get on everything, it's not ideal, but this could be a way that you do sort of get on everything throughout your day. Okay, mistake number 4 is not being prepared for the cool meet and greets that Universal Orlando has. So definitely by far one of the most popular ones is going to be over at Epic Universe, which is the Toothless meet and greet. Now the problem here is if you're not prepared for this meet and greet can have a 90+ minute wait. So it can eat up a good chunk of your day, and that's why you definitely want to be prepared and be familiar. But also over in Super Nintendo World, there's a lot of really cool ones that I definitely, from bringing my family, kids love. So the Peach, Mario, Luigi, Toad is one that my wife and I really enjoy. It's just really, really cool and corny, but we love it. But you need to be prepared for the character meet and greets. Over in Islands of Adventure, I've spoken about this. They have the Marvel characters, which you might not be expecting because Disney owns Marvel. But in general, what I would say is if you're coming with young kids and you're going to want to do meet and greets, do your research and just have your sort of bucket list so that you know where to go and how to tackle it. Over to mistake number 5. This is an oldie but goodie, one that we've spoken about, but be prepared for the lockers at Universal. So even if you don't think you need to put your bag in a locker, there are certain rides that you will have to put your bag in a locker, and that's because you'll have to go through a metal detector just to make sure that you don't have anything in your pockets. The ones with the metal detectors are going to be Stardust Racers, the Velocicoaster, and the Hulk. The sort of tip and trick for some of the other rides that don't have the metal detectors is if you have a fanny pack or just something that kind of goes across your chest from a bag standpoint, you might be able to get away with it. But what I would say is just be prepared for the lockers. Over to mistake number 6, and that is waiting to buy your tickets or express passes. Now, Universal Orlando runs off of dynamic ticket pricing, and it's the same thing for the hotel. So what that means is that hotel prices are pretty much fluctuating throughout the year. But what catches people off guards is that like a hotel can sell out, but a lot of folks don't realize that the tickets and express passes can sell out. And I would say express passes during the busiest times of year, like spring break, Christmas, Halloween Horror Night, express passes definitely sell out. So what I would say to this is if you're going to Universal Orlando, I would always buy your, stuff when you kind of make that decision. Like we know we're going, I would just lock in your pricing. The main reason being is really depending on who you purchase it from. If you're teaming up with a travel agency like the Park Prodigy or buying from Universal Orlando direct, you can call them up and say, hey, I see that pricing came back. Is there any way you can help me out? If you work through the Park Prodigy, like as long as the cheaper pricing is still available, we're able to go and move you over to that cheaper price. I would say 99 out of 100 times. But you essentially want to make sure that you're continuing to monitor and watch even after you book. If you book a vacation package, you can lock in your package pricing as long as it's 45 days out for $50 per person down. So you pretty much have a very low out-of-pocket cost to lock in the pricing. So it really, the risk to reward, the risk of you not having tickets is a lot greater than buying your tickets and then you can always adjust later on. And of course, if you are enjoying this channel, and I get so many comments, people say, Mike, how can we support you? If you do want to support me personally for creating these videos, if you find them helpful and support our small business and my family, just be sure to go check out our website, theparkprodigy.com. We are a full-blown travel agency. We are a you-preferred Universal Orlando travel agency, which means we sell a lot of Universal Orlando all day, every day. This is all we do. We love helping our clients, and we would really love and appreciate all the support. And the great thing is it doesn't cost you anything extra. Actually, all of our clients are guaranteed to save versus booking direct. So it really is sort of a win-win. And if you want to learn more, there's a link to get a free vacation quote down below. Okay, but over to the next mistake, and that is booking during hurricane season without travel insurance, or at least being prepared for what that brings. And so the mistake here is really snagging one of the amazing late summer or early fall deals without stopping to ask why the price is so low. Well, there's really two reasons, right? Of course, end of summer, early fall, like September, kids are going back to school. So most families, they take their family vacation in the middle of the summer. And then like everyone gets back into the swing of things like the first, I would say, week, 2 weeks of September. So you're going to get the best deals possible during that time. But on the other side of it, the other honest truth here is that you are sort of in the peak of hurricane season down here in Orlando, Florida. It's a little bit of a riskier time of year to travel. Is it the worst thing in the world? No, I go on cruises all the time in September because we get some amazing deals, but I know what I'm getting myself into. What could happen is you might have to move your trip. You might have to cut your trip, let's say a day short. All these have to go into your sort of thinking and planning aspect. And one of the great things that you can do to sort of cover yourself is, of course, just get trip insurance. And then, you're sort of ready for anything that comes your way. And even with the, added trip insurance, like universal trip insurance for a vacation package, off the top of my head is going to be right around like $50 per person. And so even adding the trip insurance onto your package, you're still going to get an amazing deal just because of the time of year that you're traveling. But over to mistake number 8, and that is going to be thinking the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is all in one park. So for a lot of folks coming to Universal Orlando, a lot of the reason why might be that their kids might want to go and experience the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. But what throws some folks for a loop is that the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is actually split now between 3 different parks. So you have Diagon Alley in Universal Studios Florida, you have Hogsmeade Village in Islands of Adventure, and now you have Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic within Epic Universe. And so because of that, if you are trying to see and do it all, you do definitely need to plan around it. And you need to either have a park-to-park ticket and split it over 2 days, or you need to give yourself, like it sounds, 3 days to visit each park individually. And it's important to note that at this point in time, you still need the park-to-park ticket in order to ride the Hogwarts Express. I know it's just never easy. I know there's a lot that goes into planning these trips, but I know, specifically Harry Potter is definitely a big part of any Universal Orlando vacation. Okay, over to mistake number 9. And this one I think is going to be important for everyone coming to Universal Orlando, but also for those families who are splitting their time between Universal and Walt Disney World. And the mistake here is not understanding the park hours and how they can change all year round. So I was in a Facebook group this morning, just kind of reading comments and whatnot. I love being active in the Facebook groups, and I actually see a lot of, obstacles and a lot of sort of where people get tripped up in the Facebook groups, because you'll see, similar questions come up and up. And this is one mistake that I see a lot. And that is that a lot of folks will plan their trips, but they won't realize that during the fall and the holidays specifically, there are certain, special ticketed events for Halloween and Christmas that can impact your park hours. And so specifically for Universal Orlando, what happens is Universal Studios Florida closes at 5 p.m. on nights when they have Halloween Horror Nights. So what that means is if you're showing up at the park, let's say you didn't pay attention to park hours, you're showing up at Universal Studios Florida, let's say at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're thinking, well, it's okay, we have until 9 o'clock because that's what time it closed on Monday, but you're visiting on, Thursday when there's a horror night, you're going to be asked to leave at 5 p.m. So what I would say is always be familiar and get yourself, familiar with the park hours, because you don't want to put yourself in a situation where your day is cut short and you didn't really plan it. And this is really popular for over in Disney World when it comes to Magic Kingdom. That's the comment I saw this morning. Someone said, I planned my Magic Kingdom day, and now I just realized that we're going to be asked to leave at 6 p.m. And honestly, people were like really rude in the comment section. They were like, yeah, and don't even ask about happily ever after, you won't see it, which I thought was rude. And that's why I made sure to have it on this video, because, everyone's just doing their best. There's a lot that goes into planning these trips. This seems like a simple one, like, oh, make sure you check the park hours. But the truth is, if this is your first trip, like, you just don't know. I think that's the thing, too, that people don't realize is what might be, basics to some is not to others. You kind of really need to cover it all. And this is an important one, like I said, because I just don't want to see you sort of being disappointed that, hey, you planned your entire day and you thought you had more time in this park and then it's going to be cut short. There's a couple different things I would say here too. Specifically for Universal Orlando, it's the same thing for those nighttime shows. During Halloween Horror Nights, during Mardi Gras in the spring, Universal typically doesn't do their nighttime show or their regular parade. So you have to be mindful that it is going to impact other shows and nighttime entertainment as well. But that is it, everyone, for this video. Those are just the biggest mistakes that you want to avoid when planning your Universal Orlando vacation. Like I said, if you are in the process of planning that Universal Orlando trip and it seems like you need a little additional help, you could just fill out the free quote form down below. Just tell us your dates and we will get in touch with you and start to help you plan an amazing Universal Orlando family vacation that everyone will love. And if you're still really in the early stages but trying to figure out the best time to visit, I do have a link down below that will give you a free Universal Orlando crowd calendar so you can start to really narrow down what might be the best time of year for you to visit. And last but not least, as a thank you for sticking around all the way till the end of this video, I do have a special promo code you can go use on our website to save an extra $50 off your next Universal Orlando vacation. And that promo code is MAGIC50. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. And until next time, I will talk to you soon.